Clara Dawson arrived in Willow Bend with dust on her boots and hope in her heart. The prairie winds greeted her as she climbed the wooden steps of the small schoolhouse, carrying a stack of freshly written lessons. She had dreamed of teaching since she was a girl, and now, with nothing but her courage and a suitcase, she was ready to start her new life. But Willow Bend was a town full of long memories and louder whispers. Her first day ended with a rude introduction. Jeb Raleigh, the local troublemaker, leaning against the hitching post beside the school. His grin was all threat. "Pretty teacher like you ought to be careful," he said, stepping closer. Clara kept her chin high. "I'll be just fine, Mr. Raleigh." Before Jeb could answer, a shadow stretched across the dirt. Clara looked up to see a tall cowboy, broad shoulders, hat low, silent as moonlight. He didn't speak, didn't glare, he simply stood between her and Jeb. Jeb's grin faltered. Didn't know she had company. The cowboy didn't move, didn't blink. Jeb spat in the dirt. "Watch yourself, schoolmarm." Then he walked off. Clara exhaled shakily. "Thank you, mister." The cowboy touched his hat. Travis Cole. His voice was rough and quiet, a man unused to speaking. "I appreciate your help," Clara said, "but I can manage." His soft gaze met hers, steady and unreadable. "He won't stop," Travis murmured. "Raleigh's been trouble since he learned to ride." Clara's fingers tightened on her books. "I'm not leaving." Travis nodded once. "Didn't figure you would." With that, he turned and walked away, boots crunching softly on the dirt road, leaving Clara wondering who exactly this silent man wasn't, why he cared at all. But as she watched him disappear into the fading light, she felt something unexpected: safety. Over the next week, Clara settled into her rhythm, teaching arithmetic, calming restless boys, and patching torn dresses where she could. The children adored her, and the townsfolk admired her spirit. But Jeb Raleigh's shadow hung over every corner of Willow Bend. He started small: a broken window, a dead snake on the school steps, a threatening note wedged under the door. Clara refused to be intimidated, but that didn't stop Travis from watching. Whenever she dismissed her class for lunch, she'd catch sight of him leaning near the blacksmith shop or adjusting his saddle at the hitching post across the street. He never approached her, never inserted himself, but he was always there, silent, steady, unshakable. One afternoon, while Clara swept the schoolhouse, she heard footsteps behind her. "I told you I ain't done," Jeb hissed. Clara froze as he stepped inside, eyes sharp with anger. "You makin' me look stupid in front of town," he spat. "Actin' like you're better." "I'm simply doing my job," Clara said, keeping her voice even. Jeb grabbed her wrist. Before Clara could react, a heavy hand seized Jeb's shoulder and spun him around. Travis stood behind him, jaw tight, eyes burning cold. "Let her go," he said. Jeb staggered back, rubbing his shoulder. "You think you can keep her safe? You ain't her husband." Travis stepped forward. "Don't need to be." Jeb stared at him, fists clenched, but something in Travis's eyes made him hesitate. He spat in the dirt again, then stormed out. Clara steadied herself on a desk. "You shouldn't risk yourself for me." Travis glanced at her wrist. "He hurt you." "No, I'm fine." He nodded, but the muscle in his jaw ticked. "Raleigh's escalating." Clara swallowed. "Why are you helping me?" He paused, hat twisting in his hands. "Because someone should." His voice was soft, barely above a whisper, but Clara felt its weight settle deep in her chest. Trouble came faster than either of them expected. Late one evening, Clara stayed behind to mark spelling papers. The sun dipped behind the hills, painting the prairie in purples and golds. She packed her things and stepped outside, locking the door behind her. Then she heard it hooves pounding. Jeb Raleigh rode straight toward her, fury twisting his features. "You're gonna regret. Mac and me look weak." Clara backed away, heart thundering. Before Jeb could reach her, a dark horse cut across the road, nearly knocking him off balance. Travis rode hard, reins snapping, face carved in stone. He blocked Jeb's path, forcing the troublemaker's horse sideways. "That's enough," Travis growled. Jeb pulled a pistol. Clara gasped. Travis dismounted in one swift motion, boots hitting the dirt as he grabbed Jeb's wrist and slammed it against the saddle horn. The gun clattered to the ground. Jeb swore, swinging wildly, but Travis was faster, silent, but deadly in his precision. One punch sent Jeb sprawling. "You come near her again," Travis warned, "and you won't walk away." Jeb scrambled onto his horse and disappeared into the dusk. Clara pressed a hand to her chest. "You saved my life." Travis didn't look at her right away. He picked up the discarded pistol, emptied the bullets, and tossed it into a nearby ditch. "You shouldn't be out alone at night," he murmured. "I didn't know he would." "I know." He finally met her eyes. "But I ain't always fast enough." "You were. Tonight," she whispered. Travis's expression softened. He stepped closer, removing his coat and draping it over her shoulders. It smelled of leather, cedar, and wind. She was, but not only from fear. "Let me ride you home," he said gently. Clara nodded, climbing onto his horse as he held the reins. She felt his warmth behind her as they rode across the quiet prairie, his steady heartbeat against her back. For the first time since coming to Willow Bend, Clara allowed herself to lean just a little against someone else, and Travis held her like she was something precious. After the night ride, whispers spread quickly through town. Some said Travis Cole had finally found something worth fighting for. Others said Clara Dawson had softened the hardest cowboy in Willow Bend. Clara didn't know what to believe, but she knew one thing. When Travis was near, she felt safe, seen, wanted. One morning, she found him fixing the schoolhouse fence. He didn't ask permission. He simply hammered each board into place, as if it were his responsibility. "You don't have to do this," Clara said. Travis wiped sweat from his brow. "Fence was weak. That doesn't mean—" He looked at her, really looked at her. "Clara, I ain't good with toucan, never have been, but I know how to take care of what matters." Her breath caught, "And I matter." Travis's jaw tightened. He stepped closer, slow and deliberate, until she felt his warmth. "You do," he said quietly. Before either could say more, Sheriff Duggan approached. "Jeb Raleigh's ridden this way with 2 cousins, he warned. "They're looking for a fight." Clara felt fear grip her. Travis's entire body shifted, shoulders, squared eyes, hardening like steel. "He won't touch her." "I can't let you fight alone," Clara said. "Yes, you can." Travis placed a gentle hand on her arm. "I've survived worse." "But," he shook his head, "I ain't afraid of Raleigh. I'm afraid of losing you." Clara's heart thudded. Travis walked toward his horse. "Stay inside. Whatever happens, I come back to you." Clara stood on the schoolhouse steps, hands trembling. She had never prayed so hard. As Travis rode out to meet the Raleighs, Clara realized something undeniable. Some men talk about love. Some men promise it. Travis lived it. The Raleigh cousins met Travis on the open prairie, just outside town. Clara watched from the window, breath trapped in her chest. Travis sat tall in the saddle, weathered hat low, voice steady as he spoke words she couldn't hear. Jeb shouted, pointing toward the schoolhouse. His cousins spread out, trying to circle Travis. But Travis moved like a man who'd been fighting his whole life. When Jeb charged first, Travis swung down from his horse, grabbing Jeb's collar and slamming him into the dirt. One cousin rushed him, but Travis dodged, punching him square in the jaw. The other drew a knife butt. Travis kicked it from his hand before he could get close. Clara gasped as Jeb lunged again, tackling Travis to the ground. Dust flew, fists collided. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. Then Travis threw Jeb off and pinned him, voice low and dangerous. "This ends now." Jeb spat blood. "She ain't worth." Travis punched the ground beside his head, inches from breaking bone. "She's worth everything." Jeb's face drained of color. Sheriff Duggan arrived, hauling the Raleighs to their feet. "You boys are done terrorizing folks." As they were dragged away, Clara ran skirts, flying, heart pounding, to where Travis stood, dust-covered and breathing hard. "You came back," she whispered. "Told you I would." She threw her arms around him, and for the first time, Travis hesitated, then slowly wrapped his arms around her, holding her as though he'd been waiting his whole life. "You don't have to protect me forever," Clara murmured against his chest. "I know." He tilted her face up. "But I want to." Their lips met slow, certain. The prairie wind swept around them, as if blessing the moment. Clara finally understood. Love didn't need grand speeches. Sometimes it only needed a silent cowboy who'd fight the world for her. As the sun dipped low, Travis held her close. "I ain't much for words," he said softly, "but Clara, you're my home." She smiled. "And you're my protector." Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Western stories.